cannot wait to talk to you about this, Carol. Megan's getting ready to celebrate her birthday. I want to know from you Megan is a Leo. What general characteristics do Leos have?
Well, of course, you are to duplicate your reading totally would take 25,000 years. So everybody is very unique in astrology. And Leos actually just all by themselves is that they are the actors of the zodiac and they are the politicians and they're out there. But they love a lot of attention, but only when they deserve it. They're very funny
Ah,
about it. Everyone thinks that they want attention all the time, and you need to have a clapping machine when you walk around with them, but they really, other than the fact they have a lot of mirrors in their house, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. Is that Leos are really kind, warm, loving people. And they like to be noted for what they do well. And I think that I found, Megan's chart absolutely interesting, and it's so cool. It fits her perfectly. And that doesn't
yeah.
always happen. But I'm looking at this, I thought, she's doing what she's supposed to be doing in life. And she has an amazing drive. I mean, you don't get to that place where you become an actor and become part of royalty for not having good sense and good emotions and knowing what you want in life.
She met with an astrologer prior to meeting Prince Harry. She had seen an astrologer in the States who told her, "You're going to go over to Europe and you're going to find your husband." He didn't say it was going to be a prince. I don't even think the astrologer knew that it was going to be a prince, but she did have some guidance when it comes to astrology. And that guidance was very much like, you're on the right path, head over to London
Right.
and meet your husband. You talked about Megan and being so focused and so ambitious. Are there any other characteristics that you
Yeah,
specifically see
there's
in
a
Megan?
lot. I'm going to check out her chart so I can tell you. There's also, I'm not going to give you a lesson in astrology today, but I think it's important to know there is a moon sign and a rising sign too, if you're familiar with it. But the moon sign for women is so important because that's her emotions and how you use your emotions. And so she has a lot of Cancer on her chart too. She has Cancer rising, and she has also Mars in Cancer. And the rising sign is the way people see you, and Mars is your energy. And those are the smartest women in business on the zodiac. When I see Cancer on there, you don't just become a movie star, a well-known star, by just being good. Okay, there's a lot of talent out there. Okay, a lot of beautiful women, a lot of great actors, but she had what it took, and she became obviously a very well-known star. With the program with Suits, and I see her in a lot of movies. I'm when I take some time off, I watch Hallmark movies. I know, I don't want to compare. And I see her a lot. And she just always plays the part well, and she always looks good. And so she gave up the career, but maybe it was time for her to do it. And, as far as psychic stuff, I do have clients that I predict things for. But generally speaking, I don't like to do it on a regular reading here, because life is tricky business and it changes a lot.
Good
And
point.
I think that what he probably saw on her chart was looking into the future is that I know it was the ninth house, because that is all about foreign travel. And there was probably something in there that made him at that time feel she was going to do it, and I always worry about astrologers who get a little bit too carried away with things and predict things that are unrealistic. And see, you have to know the person first. You're not going to, you do all the great things you do, but you're not going to go become a veterinarian and go back to school. Okay. And it may show you love animals on here.
Yeah.
There's no definite interpretation. Everything is worked. But for her, it's just for interesting thing, the day after her birthday, Mercury goes retrograde.
Hmm.
And you've heard about Mercury going retrograde.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole world, and particularly if you're a Virgo or a Gemini, you feel it the most because Mercury is the ruling planet. Okay, so anyway, I think that she's leading up to that. We can say she's going to have a bad time, and all the astrologers going to get out and tell Megan she's going to have a rough time and all that, but she probably is not.
Mm.
Yeah, Mercury happens to be actually in Virgo, and it's going to go backwards to Leo. So she might find that, she misses phone calls, or her computer doesn't work, or something with communication, but it's nothing serious. And I know that all astrologers like to find something big to talk about, but it's really, a chart is just life,
Yeah.
It's just life. And she's going to have a great birthday. She's a very successful person, and she has a very warm and kind and loving heart. And I
Well,
think
Carol,
sometimes,
wow,
yeah,
that's interesting. You see that from the chart? That's not what we see from the Kensington Palace bully report, but okay.
no,
Tell me what
I
you get.
know, but she's afraid. She's afraid to express her feelings a lot, and she's very vulnerable. And just because we see somebody in a certain way, we don't know what's going on in their head or their heart.
So I guess my next question, it sounds like you've answered that. Can you sense if Meghan is happier since she left the British royal family in 2020?
I think she feels free.
Okay.
I think that her expectations of being part of the royal family didn't quite work out like she planned.
88 summertime! Doble ng 8! Let's go! Work all day.
And
Okay.
I think that she loves her husband and loves her kids. And I think she's a lot happier. I don't know if Harry's a lot happier, but I know that she is. And I think that she's enjoying her life and likes her life the way it is, as much as she's going to. Okay.
And Prince Harry is, but he's happy to make those sacrifices for the woman he loves. Is that
Yeah.
how you feel? Okay.
Well, first of all, he's got a really interesting chart. He is a Virgo, and he also has a lot of Capricorn in his chart. He's very practical, and he always likes to do what's the right thing, and sometimes it comes out to be the wrong thing. Okay, yeah, I know. And I think he's overdoes it. I think he hides a lot of his emotions. He hides a lot of his feelings, but they are there. And one of the things that's interesting on his chart, and I just like to share this, is that there are four hemispheres on a chart. Well, the upper one and the lower one. Upper one is all about other people, serving other people, doing for them, and the lower half is all about you and what you do. His whole chart is almost above the horizon. And so he's always served. When he was in the military and he flew, he was always wanting to do service and help. And that's that Virgo personality, And then we have Leo, who is way outgoing and all that with her. And I think that he was just attracted to that flamboyant personality that she has. And gossip columns are evil sometimes, but they're so much fun. And I love
Yeah,
that.
be careful. You're coming for my job here, but yeah.
I know, but I say evil in a loving, fun way. I don't mean that evil. I love gossip. Okay, I'm addicted to it. I love it, and I believe it, and I love it, and I think it's fun, and I think it's great. And I love that you do that. I do, and I'd heard about you, and I went over and checked out, of course, all your YouTubes and everything. And I thought, wow, I love it, and I also know that there's a lot of truth in it. Yes, there's a lot of truth, and in fact, all truth. And I think that's why people really, other than in politics, we hear so many stories and everything like that. But I know you have to love what you do.
You do, yeah. Well, and
You do.
I do think that you made a very good point that Leos, and maybe this is specific in Meghan's case, likes attention when they are pursuing it.
Right.
And I know that there was a time in Meghan's life that she would have loved the celebrity status she has now, and maybe it's become overwhelming for her because she can't control it. But there was a time when she was pitching herself to media and saying, please write about me, and sitting down with Piers Morgan and trying to cultivate those relationships. And that must be so foreign to Prince Harry, who just loathes the media, who really can't justify having those kinds of relationships, because he feels like they hurt his mother. I mean, they did hurt his mother. I don't know if they hurt her to the extent that he blames them, but they did cause his mother a lot of pain.
Yeah. I know. And I think that once you have fame, it is like it's a drug. It is like a drug, and you have to keep it going. And today we live in a really challenging world, okay? Because things come and go like this all the time. You're interested one day, and the next day, it's like even like TikTok. People, the average video you watch is 5 seconds, and people are always changing. And on your cell phone, if something doesn't come up in 1 second, you're on to the next thing. Yeah. So we have to serve the public in terms of being impatient, wanting things right away, wanting everything simple, easy, and done. Because we do live in a complicated world, and the planets will tell you that too. Yes. This summer particularly, all the retrogrades, lots of stuff is happening. Yes, all the planets. Saturn, Jupiter are retrograde, and that means things are slowing down, things are not happening, and there's confusion, and all that.
You said something else that that made me think of a recent headline that's come out within the last 48 hours. The headline is that Meghan wishes Prince Harry would pull back on some of his pursuits legally. She wishes he wasn't suing everybody, whether it's a publication about a previous, it's something that happened 10 years ago, or whether it's the Home Office for more security. That her instinct is to focus on the now and focus on the future. Instinctually, or looking at their charts, do you think that could be truly what's going on behind the scenes? That Meghan is like, let's focus on the future. You're stuck in the past.
Yes, well, also, but Harry has reason to feel that way because he had a tough childhood in a lot of ways. And he didn't succeed. He wasn't like his brother. And so with his chart, he's very self-righteous. Okay, we got a lot of Capricorn in there, and we got a lot of Virgo, and he wants this done a certain way, and he's fighting that public out there, and he is fighting it, and he would be, because to him, he doesn't know how to really get into himself and be comfortable with himself. He doesn't say, you know what, all that's going on doesn't really mean anything in our lives. People are going to do this, and I think she's more like accepting of it. I do. She said, I can see her saying, we've got 2 beautiful children. We are financially comfortable. We love each other. What else do we need in life? And he is always, but he's going to do that. That's his personality, And I think they got together because there's a lot of karma on their chart. And I think they've been together before. And I think they're still trying to work things out together. I do.
So in a past life, these two found each other, and you think this is,
yeah.
How interesting.
There's a lot of things on there that show that. And also she has something, just to get a little astrological here. The moon, I do placements as well as planets. Most astrologers don't. So the north node of the moon is what you do positive in this lifetime, as opposed to lessons you've learned from past lifetimes, all the mistakes you made. And her north node of the moon is in her first house. So she has to rectify and change a lot of things that she did wrong. And she's working on being the kind of person that she feels that she should be. And that's why she's a parent, too. She didn't have to have kids, but she's a really loving parent because those kids are going to represent her and how she feels, and she wants them to be good. Harry is interested in the kids, fine, but he's very, very into the fact that what's going on out there, because he is this really, when I see Capricorn all over a chart in Virgo, and I know all about Capricorns and Virgos, lots. I've been doing this for 35 years, and I've just learned to read charts differently than everybody else does, and I just see things, and when I'm with you, I'm reading you, and I'm also, and I just okay, I'm going to tell you, this is off the topic, there's a lot of aura around you, is that
is it
I know
fear?
you're successful, but you're going to be this next year is going to be fabulous for you. Okay. I just got that. Okay. And you're going to start seeing it. I mean, it's like you're going to wake up one day and have an opportunity that you won't believe.
What's up?
Hi, Jira. We brought you here today to let you know.
I'm
that's
going to
like-
tell you right now that I hope it's liposuction. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, listen, I have to just quick story. I was talking to my actor friend yesterday, and I have an agent in California who's working for me. Yeah. And I haven't heard from her for a while. And I said, should I call her? What should I happened? But really it's years of hard work and other things you've done to make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always a good lesson to sit back and actually study that person and go, they've been doing this for 20 years.
That's right.
All right, talk to me about Prince Harry recently did an interview in the UK where he said that he didn't feel comfortable bringing Meghan back to the UK. Do you see that Meghan might return to the UK with Prince Harry one day? Will that ever be a place that they consider home?
Yes,
Okay.
it will. Not in the near future, but I will tell you that it will happen, okay? Because, they're getting a little older, a little more mellow, and things are, the father's sick, and Kate, I don't know much about it. I know that she's been very ill, but she's the perfect person in the role that she's playing. And Meghan was not, okay? Meghan came in, blew into the life like this and became like this big spark in the life. And when you have a country where everything is very protocol and everything is a certain way and everything, she didn't want to deal with that. She tried. She tried. We know that. And she's a Leo. She's always going to speak out. She's always going to. And she wants things the way she wants them. Okay. She is not going to go along with things. She may when she has to, but it just goes against her nature to follow suit. Okay. Yeah. And she wasn't young when she got married.
Right. Yeah. She was set in her ways. That's a very good point. That she had
a lot of boyfriends. She's got that way about her that men just adore her. Okay.
She's beautiful. I think she's beautiful.
She is a gorgeous lady, and she's got this wonderful. She has this way about her. She's got a swag. She knows what to do. She knows what to say, and she's done it for all of her life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I wanted to jump on this. You mentioned Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Do you sense that there was envy between Meghan and Catherine? Did Meghan envy Catherine's position? Did she envy Prince William and Catherine being considered more important than Meghan and Prince Harry?
That's a huge thing. And I think that, how can I put this? When you get thrown into something like royalty, and you've been a movie star, yes, she's used to a lot of attention. You can imagine how foreign all that was to her. Like even she would get overwhelmed. And I think she did have a certain jealousy or envy. I don't like the word jealousy. I like the word envy better. Because their life was so stable and so easy. But I think in her heart knew that no matter who she's married to or wherever she's going, she'll never have that. And trust me, that is on her chart. It's always, she's like this. She's always going to be like this. She might hide some of it. She might be able to see back a little bit. But all in all, I do know that she just dearly loves her children. And I feel like she really loves Harry. I keep saying that because I really feel that they have a strong love for relationship, despite. And sometimes I think that relationship feeds on some of this craziness too.
Like Us Against the World. That's how I feel.
Well, yeah, that too. But I think she kind of, how can I explain it? She loves it. Even when it's crazy and she shows up alone and does all that, that gets people talking. And Leos, with all that Leo, she loves, the attention doesn't always have to be good. That's right, it's attention. Okay, as long as, if you get written in the newspaper and it's terrible, hey, you're written in the newspaper, people are seeing you.
All press is good press.
Let me tell you something, she manages all that stuff. There's no surprises for her. I don't care what she says. All this is all orchestrated, and she knows every single minute of it.
Oh my
She might have
goodness.
been surprised when she got a little rejection when they were married, that she didn't quite understand. So she didn't try to get their approval. She's going to go do what she wants. So she got Harry out of there. Okay. She's pretty She's a strong lady. Don't ever underestimate her feelings or who she is, because she knows how to use Cancer people, but there's a lot of Cancer in your chart. You know how to use your emotions for great success. There are more Cancer women, presidents of companies, successful business than any other sign. They always know what they're doing.
Wow, how exciting. All right. Do you believe that Meghan is conscious of the fact that she might have made some mistakes throughout the relationship with the royal family, or does she feel like she did? I guess I'm saying, is she ever wrong?
She might have for a moment, but got over it real quick. You know, it isn't part of who she is and how she feels. She's a very definite, you know, and I think that what Harry found so attractive in her is that quality, is that, yeah, he knew she was defiant. Okay, you know, you get into relationships with people. And you know, I mean, I read a lot of relationships, you know that. And they know that this relationship, you know, when someone says, I've been in a relationship, miserable relationship for 5 years, I thought, why did you stay in there after one miserable day? Okay, so he likes this. I think he loves all of this. And he likes what he's doing out there, and he likes this. Even though Capricorn's like everything straight and narrow, I think he's got used to it. And he'll say, I'm not going to go to the red carpet with you. So he shows his defiance. So big deal. She goes anyway. She doesn't care. That doesn't mean she's going to lose her happy home. She'll come home, they'll make up, and they'll be fine. I bet that goes on a lot of fighting, a lot of making up, a lot. You got that Capricorn, okay. And Capricorns don't like to talk about their feelings. And she knows when to talk about her feelings. She's a very smart lady. I was reading her chart, I thought, oh my God.
That's so sweet of you to say.
I gotta tell her that she knows everything she's doing, knows how to work it. She knows how to work everything.
All right, well, I guess this is my last question, but it sounds like you just answered it. Meghan Markle launched American Riviera Orchard in March. We haven't seen any products appear on the website yet, but this is going to be her lifestyle brand. She wants it to be similar to Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. She's going to feature products. She's going to feature, you know, how-tos, how to achieve the perfect skin, how to achieve the perfect hair,
Wow.
recipes, things like that. Is this something that you feel like the audience will be attracted to, or is she too much of a polarizing figure to go down this, you know, happy, like poppy lifestyle route?
She's going to be so successful. Not to worry. Absolutely. Absolutely. She's got it. She's going to make that happen. This is a new project for her, and she's going to love it. She needed a project. There is, you know, she cannot sit still. Staying home and raising kids, and are they in Santa Barbara? Don't they live in Santa Barbara? You know, big house already. Get a little bored with that. You know, so she's going to. I will give you my heads up on my thumbs up on her being massively successful.
Perfect. And Carol, how can people keep up with you? How can people follow you? You have a huge TikTok following. You're a social media goddess. So tell my audience how they can continue to keep up with you.
Okay, well, they know I'm on Instagram, you know, and I love that. I have a website. I don't know if you want me to give it out or not.
Yes, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
We'd love that.
All you have to do is go to Carol Star Astrologer, and everything else will fall into place. Yeah, you can find me on there. Just one quick thing for you, because I got to end it with good news for you.
Okay.
This is where you're going to have really good success this year. It's going to be in your third house. Okay, your communications. You are going to communicate with somebody, one down the road here, whatever. And this is what's going to change for you, something really super this year. Because of your third house, I was thinking, you're going to learn something, or you're going to meet somebody that is going to make, you're doing great, don't get me wrong, but you know what, we always want more, do we not?
Yeah, that's true. Amen.
You always want more, and you're going to get the more, and you're not even going to have to work for it. It's just going to happen to you.
Well, I better start preparing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get out a pair of nice Spanx or something, so I'm ready
Yeah.
to, I'm all ready to go. You are sunshine. Thank you so much for spending your early morning with me. I'm so
I get up at
grateful.
3 o'clock, so it's no problem.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for spending technically your afternoon then.
This is my afternoon. I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah. Thank you for spending your time with me today, and you have been so uplifting and fun.